Hey everyone, me Kevin here, coming to you with a market update on what the heck is going on in the market. Why is the market softening? Why are we seeing 10-year treasury yields go down again? They were starting to go up. We're now at a 10-year treasury sitting at 1.243%. We're seeing crypto fall. We see the indices down. A lot of things down right now. I want to break down exactly what's going on. We've got multiple things going on. We're going to talk about China, Delta, Afghanistan, the Fed. We got Tesla to talk about. And we're going to talk about crypto suddenly tanking as well. So we have to talk about all of these things here. So number one, let's go ahead and quickly start with China. Things are starting to slow in China. Now, part of this has to do with Delta, which we'll talk Delta in just a moment, but part of it is just maybe when you have a big boom after a pandemic, you get a little bit of softening again in the market, and this could be a precursor for what to expect in America, which could mean maybe we're not going to be seeing those crazy beats anymore in 2022. We get a little bit of a softer sideways trading market. Take a look at this. Retail sales in China in July were expected to come in at 11.5%, came in at 8.5%, so you had a miss. Still a good number, but it's a miss. Production, same thing, 7.8% expected, came in at 6.4%. So you start seeing kind of this slowdown in the market. This is something that we're going to see, and we've kind of already been seeing most of 2021, with the exception of like the S&P 500, which has been straight up. And so is Google. Google's been doing an amazing performing stock in the portfolio. But really, broadly, a lot of stocks, a lot of higher value stocks, SPACs, really trading sideways or down lately. And part of it is because of this fear of slowing growth. And we're seeing that happen in China. So now the data's coming out, and so this is headline news, and that certainly hurts our stock market as well. Delta, obviously one of the reasons we could be seeing this slowing. You've got hospitals in Texas complaining that they're out of ICU beds. You did have a record case count since our last COVID winter come in this Saturday, which would be a report of Friday's numbers. We are seeing the numbers start to slow. In fact, some doctors, like Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the former FDA commissioner, he mentioned that we're starting to see sort of a flattening, or maybe we've hit like sort of peak Delta, if you will, which would be very good if we've hit peak Delta. We want this to kind of go away. We want to see what happened in the UK happen again, or happen in the United States. Although in the UK, you'll see the numbers went up, then we kind of fell off that exponential growth, but we still are at an elevated level even in the UK. So a lot of uncertainty still to be had regarding Delta. Obviously, third thing to consider, Afghanistan is taking up all of the news right now, and it makes sense. People are climbing onto airplanes to hang onto the undercargo of planes, and when these planes take off, people are falling down to their death in Afghanistan. They're trying to escape Taliban control in Afghanistan. Folks are fleeing. Disaster. I mean, people are getting executed outside of their homes in Afghanistan. There's some media that's being allowed to be portrayed, and the Taliban is trying to convey that, don't worry, everything's under control here. Meanwhile, in the alleys, people are getting executed. It's a big problem. We've now essentially got this potential of an entire terrorist country in the Middle East again, which was eliminated over the last 20 years, and was actually pseudo-democratic for sure, maybe it wasn't the most stable, but obviously given how the Taliban has surged in, but this is a problem, and this kind of geopolitical uncertainty, or this fear of, oh my gosh, how many more troops are we going to have to send to Afghanistan? These are things that are going to weigh on the market and are going to lead to more fear. And we know what fear, uncertainty, and doubt does. Prices go down. Want some more fear, uncertainty, and doubt? Look at the Fed. Jerome Powell talks tomorrow. He's got a town hall tomorrow. I'll be covering this. Now they're so loud again. I'll be covering that tomorrow. We've got Fed minutes coming out from their last FOMC meeting coming out on Wednesday. Not really expecting anything from the minutes. The minutes are rarely a catalyst. But we've also got the Jackson Hole Symposium coming up next week. And all of these things related to Jerome Powell are all going to be helping us understand, all right, have we hit substantial further progress? Are we going to taper in September, October? Are we going to start doing that kind of like we're expecting? But more importantly, and this is what I think the market is going to pay attention to more than whether or not we're going to taper, because now we're kind of expecting the taper, is after the taper, how long are we going to wait to raise rates? The reason generally markets are fearful of tapering is solely because it's a precursor to rates going up. Sure, when you taper, there's less cheap money flowing around in the markets, but I think the market's less concerned about that. We got plenty of cash sitting on the sidelines right now. And really, that's why we're also starting to see, in my opinion, crypto start going up. But we're going to talk about crypto in a moment, because I first want to talk about Tesla. Okay, Tesla is now getting officially investigated by the U.S. government for 30 crashes into emergency vehicles, allegedly on autopilot. 11 crashes that actually started this investigation. Started back in, because when I first heard this headline, I have to say, I thought these were all going to be like old crashes, like 2014, 16 things, but I was wrong. Actually, the 11 crashes that spawned this investigation started January 22nd, 2018, and the most recent crash was on July 10th, 2021. That's like your most recent software here at Tesla, which is kind of scary. But anyway, San Diego driver, apparently intoxicated, allegedly, crashed into the back of a stopped CHP car, supposedly on autopilot. So that's not good. That's not good. That happened on like 3:09 a.m., so it's something pretty hot. We've also hit CBO, I just actually got an alert here. CBOE volatility index just hit its highest level since August 5th. We're at 17.65, which is since August 5th. I mean, that was like 11 days ago. But obviously, we've got more volatility in the market today. We get a lot of things going on. At the same time, this morning, when the market opened, crypto all of a sudden started selling off. This came shortly after ADA, a coin that we've been buying and talking about buying in the Stocks and Psychology Money course since it was around $1. It was an easy double here within the last month, which is incredible. But ADA became the third largest crypto, which is really, really cool, at a price of $2.12 per coin. So now, and that's my portfolio actually, is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. ADA, Cardano, many different ways people like to define it. But anyway, yeah, look, I'm very excited about ADA, and I'll take advantage of declines. So if we get more declines here, I'll send out more alerts for buying crypto, because I'm still in the position of RCC, folks, real estate, cash, and crypto right now. Crypto, I'm still a little skeptical on, though, because if we do have a downward inflection in inflation, I really want to see how crypto ends up reacting. So, you know, I'm still not sort of all in on how much I've got allocated for what I'd be willing to be all in on crypto. But, I mean, look, folks, we've got a lot of drama happening in the markets right now. Afghanistan's going to cover the headlines in most media over the next, I would imagine, few weeks here. And Joe Biden's response is going to be a big factor for how the market prices in the potential for, you know, sending more troops to Afghanistan again. These sorts of uncertainties do hit the market, especially since wartime efforts are oftentimes associated with inflation. We all know that inflation associates with the market. But slowing down in China, an increase of Delta, the Federal Reserve talking, these are times of uncertainty. In my opinion, times of uncertainty are wonderful times to get into the market, especially when you see softening pricing. As always, just caution, stay away from leap call options. They're very, very tempting, but I would stay away from them in this kind of market. So this kind of gives you an update as to what the heck is going on. There's a lot going on. In fairness, there's a lot. And so I would stay cautious. I wouldn't get too excited to buy the dip until you get to that pricing where you're like, yeah, this is where I have to strike. And in case you ever want alerts on when I'm buying or selling something, make sure to check out the program link down below on Stocks and Psychology of Money. You could use that 40% off coupon code, and folks, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.